I'm your host, Logan23. You're joining me for Desire Decorum, Book 3, Chapter 4. Sugar and spice, and everything nice, like hopefully the day you're having. It's the morning of your engagement party. You, Miss Parsons, and Miss Daly are in the parlor, listening to Briar's frantic news. It's a disaster, Bella. Viscount Harry sabotaged your engagement party. You must come quick if we're going to fix it in time. What do you mean he sabotaged it? Someone switched the sugar and salt in the pantry, and so all of the food Miss Finley made yesterday is ruined. She stormed off because dinner tastes like dessert, and dessert tastes like salt lick. So there's no one to remake the food. Not only that, but some of the ingredients are missing too. We have nothing for the plum pudding. Oh dear. Oh. Pugsley and Bambi both trot over to you, Bambi nuzzling against your leg while Pugsley licks your hand. You kiss the top of Pugsley's head and gently stroke Bambi at the same time. Most people don't let deers in their house. Briar, how do you know it was Viscount Harry? I saw him sneaking out of the pantry yesterday morning, covered in flour. I didn't know what to think at the time, but looking back, it was clearly his fault. Oh my. I bet Countess Henriette is truly to blame. I saw the two of them scheming about something the other night. She must have realized Viscount Harry was her best chance at revenge against me. I bet she turned him against me before he even had a chance to get to know me. That has to be it. I can't fathom Viscount Harry doing such a thing of his own volition. There must be some confusion. I certainly hope so. Our first priority must be to sort out the food, but I'll talk to him afterward. Try to figure it all out. Yes, we must act now, or else there will be no food for the party. Briar and I can accompany you into Moorfield to buy the plum pudding ingredients. Someone will have to stay behind to start on the beef Wellington, and that will take half the day to prepare. I'll rally Prince Hamid, Sir Luke, and Mr. Sinclair to assist. Well, there's no one I trust more than to manage that. Well, then let's be off. There is no time to waste. Soon, you, Miss Daly, and Briar arrive at Moorfield Square. You immediately get to work tracking down the ingredients. You head into a covered bazaar, scan the market stalls. Remember, we need a pound of each of raisins and currants. Dried cherries, dates, apricots. Here they are. Reach for the scoop to weigh out a pound of raisins, and your elbow connects with something on a nearby shelf, knocking it to the floor. Oh. Here. Briar leans down to pick it up, revealing a beautifully decorated fan. Ornate fan, admire it. Oh, this is lovely. And do you know who I would bet would adore it? Miss Parsons. I can see her wielding it with a great effort against the likes of Miss Holloway or Miss Bauman. I've just had a brilliant idea. Why don't you get everyone wedding gifts while we're in town? What? Wait. Was this a thing? Usually everyone gets the bride and the groom gifts. Not, you get everyone else gifts. Oh, you must. They'll never suspect it. Briar, do we really have time for that? It's an excellent idea, but we still have the rest of the ingredients to find. I can manage the rest myself, dears. We're already making very good time. Oh, thank you. Briar offers her mother an appreciative look, and drags you further into the bazaar. What are you thinking for Prince Hamid? Something daring, not just any old gift will do. He needs something unique and exciting. Like this. You point to a long spyglass with intricate designs carved into the brass. A spyglass? This way, he'll be able to find an adventure. You tuck the spyglass under your arm, alongside the fan you selected for Miss Parsons. Now, Sir Luke enjoys quite a few activities, but he already has a fiddle and a fishing pole. And you can't exactly hide oars until the wedding. Your eyes wander to the wall behind the shopkeeper, where illustrations of Edgewater's crest are on display. What if we made Harper a family crest? Yes, something befitting his new title and standing. Turn to address the shopkeeper, she raises a questioning eyebrow. These are your creations, correct? Could you make one for me? She nods and pulls out a piece of parchment and several pots of vibrant ink. First off, it must feature a horse. What about something to represent his time in the Royal Navy, like an anchor? And a lance to symbolize his knighthood. Though it shouldn't be too materialistic, Sir Luke has a gentle heart, perhaps a dove for his peaceful nature. After a bit of time, the shopkeeper holds up the parchment and presents her design. That lance looks totally out of place. Everything else would have looked great. If you remove the lance, it would have made this look good. It looks like a blue lightsaber. It really does. It's perfect. No, it's not. That just leaves us to find something for Mr. Sinclair. He's lost everything. How do I decide what needs replacing the most? You pick over the shelves, selecting and then discarding a handful of possibilities. He has nowhere to put a tea set until his matter's finished, then he has no use for a doll. Fingers brush the rich leather cover of a heavy tome set on the shelf beside an ornate quill and ink pot. Wait, this could be exactly what he needs. Tome and quill. I'm not quite sure I understand. The fire destroyed a log of the history of Ledford Park as written by Mr. Sinclair's family through the ages. He'll need a new book to write in to carry on the Sinclair legacy. He'll write the story of Ledford Park, literally, within these pages. I think it's the most thoughtful thing you could have given him. Take stock of the gifts you and Briar have collected. You couldn't hope to find more suitable presents for everyone. You really think so? It's not too much? I don't know why we have to get presents for anyone in the first goddamn place. At the very least, you must get something for Mr. Sinclair. But don't you think you ought to thank everyone for all their help with the wedding? Are you being facetious? Like, I'm just trying to, in my mind, maybe it's the fact that I've done a lot this morning, and then yesterday's just video, but is it me, or has no one really helped us? Question mark. Just let me know in the comments. You look down at the fan you selected for Miss Parsons, a spyglass for Prince Hamid, a customized crest for Sir Luke, the tome and quill for Mr. Sinclair, and consider each item carefully, or you could have literally made this all into a sentence. Purchase a gift for Mr. Sinclair to unlock an exclusive scene with him on your wedding day. Or purchase all the gifts. Or purchase none of the gifts. I'm serious. I'm serious. Oh my god, help me. I must have them all. There's no question about it. Can you take the gifts and hide them in your room where no one will find them? I'll sneak them up as soon as we return to Edgewater. There you are. You turn to find Miss Dally in the shop's entrance, her hands heavy with parcels. Let me help you, Mama. Are you all set? I found the rest of the ingredients. We'd best not dilly-dally any longer. Your carriage returns you swiftly to Edgewater. You and Miss Dally proceed directly to the kitchens, where you find Miss Parsons expertly directing Mr. Sinclair, Sir Luke, and Prince Hamid. Be quick with the dough, Your Highness, or the butter will melt. Sir Luke, stir that pot, would you? We're back! Drop the ingredients on the countertop, watching as Prince Hamid struggles to fold butter into a pastry mix. Prince Hamid, why don't you take over boiling water for the plum pudding? It seems Mr. Sinclair's struggling with even that.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I've never... Mr. Sinclair, you can help me mix the plum pudding. Remember, it's 2 ounces of sweet almond and 1 ounce of bitter almonds. No more, no less. 2 sweet, 1 bitter. You turn to begin chopping up the almonds, but feel something at your feet. You look down to see a wide-eyed Bambi and a Pugsley covered in flour. Both look up at you with pleading expressions. Ow. Oh dear, you two want a little treat. Smile and pluck a scrap of beef and an apple slice from the countertop, offering them to your furry companions. You're welcome, my sweets. You turn and start cutting up the almonds as Mr. Sinclair measures flour into a large mixing bowl. I can't fathom how something so terribly could happen at my engagement party. I came to deserve such wonderful friends as you all. I truly struck gold in having such selfless and caring people around me. Your eyes alight on Mr. Sinclair, who smiles warmly at you. Not to mention that tonight I get to celebrate my future life with the person of my dreams. You finish chopping the almonds just as Mr. Sinclair measures out the last of the currants and dumps them into the bowl. All that's left is to add the almonds, my lady. You pick up the measuring cup and begin to fill it, trying to recall the quantities Miss Daly mentioned. 2 ounces bitter, 1 ounce sweet. 2 ounces sweet, 1 ounce bitter. 3 ounces of sweet almonds. Yep, okay. 2 sweet, 1 bitter. That should do it. You pour the chopped nuts into the bowl, and Mr. Sinclair folds them into a mixture together. You spoon the mixture into a decorative tin.
I believe that's the last of it. We've saved the party.
Not so fast, Your Highness. The pudding still needs to boil, but I can manage that myself. The rest of us need to get ready for dinner. Countess Bella can't exactly arrive at her own engagement party covered in flour. 'Cause, yeah, God forbid you show off some work. That would be quite the scandal indeed. I'll help you get cleaned up. Follow Miss Parsons to your bedroom, and sit on the edge of the bed as she rifles through your wardrobe. Annabelle, you have truly been a godsend today. I don't know what we would have done without you. I'm happy I could put my domestic skills to use helping my friend. Besides, it was quite a draw to see the men in the kitchen, although Sir Luke was remarkably capable, which I suppose shouldn't surprise me. Her eyes light up as she pulls a dress out, plucking a note off the fabric. I don't recognize that dress. It says, "For my dear Bella on the most joyful of nights, Miss D." It furls the bundled fabric to reveal an elegant fuchsia gown with embroidered gold details. Oh, must be the dress Miss Daly made for me to wear. It's stunning. How does she ever find the time? I suppose she must busy her hands with something while Miss Daly talks her ear off all day. If this is a result, you may be in Miss Daly's debt. Mr. Sinclair is going to be positively smitten when he sees you. Go on, try it on. I must get changed too. Looks very plum. Oh. Also, can I just say it makes her kind of look fat? I don't know, maybe it's the color to me? I don't know. It just looks awkward on her character. It really does. Miss Daly has outdone herself once again. The midnight amethyst. I'm sorry, that does not look like a midnight amethyst. Oh, Bella, you look heavenly. Aye, it may be. I'm modest to say, but I agree.
Excuse me.
Mr. Sinclair won't be able to take his eyes off you all evening. Mark my words. We had best head down now that we're dressed.
Well, when you're wearing something of that color, if it was a little bit brighter pink, I'd say yeah.
Yes, I don't want to miss a moment of it.
Make your way downstairs to find Mr. Sinclair waiting for you outside the door to the dining room. Miss Parsons slips through it, leaving you alone with Mr. Sinclair.
Well, sir, tell your fiancée what you think of her.
His eyes sweep your form from head to toe, and his jaw drops. You are an absolute vision of plum.
Is everyone seated for dinner?
They're waiting for us, my love. He takes your hand in his and gazes deep into your eyes. I can hardly believe we're about to make our debut as an engaged couple.
I can. We've worked so hard for this, the very least we deserve is to finally be together.
Are you ready, then?
I've been ready since the day I fell for you.
You both take a deep breath and stroll into the dining room, smiling graciously as your guests stand for your arrival.
Good evening, everyone.
Ah, there's the happy couple. Looking absolutely splendid this evening, Countess Bella, especially.
Shut up, Grandma. This book was beat out Elementalist 3. I'm fucking for real right now. Really, guys?
No offense meant, Mr. Sinclair.
None taken. I am privileged to merely be by her side.
Thank you, Lady Grandmother.
You take your place at the head of the table, Mr. Sinclair, just to your right, and spare a glance for Viscount Harry. He stares down at the table, carefully avoiding your eyes. You return your attention to the rest of your guests as the footmen begin to bring out plates of beef Wellington. Viscount Harry, did I hear correctly that you have a friend visiting from France soon? Yes. He should be here within the week. He'll be staying here, as a matter of fact. Parsons leans towards you, catching your attention.
Countess Bella, it would please me to introduce you to my family. The pleasure would be all mine. This is my father, Mr. Thaddeus Parsons.
I've heard a great deal about you, my lady.
And my younger sisters, Miss Cordelia and Miss Constance, twins, as I'm sure you've noticed. It's a delight to finally meet the woman our dear sister is always off visiting.
Pixelberry's getting desperate when you have to input twins that have reused faces. All around me are familiar faces. If that song is now in your head, you can thank me.
Yes, I feel as though I know you already, given how often she goes on about how the fun you two have together. I'm delighted to finally meet you two. The family that produced Miss Parsons must be wonderful.
I have to agree. If I couldn't work at Edgewater, I was quite pleased to have the chance to work for Hazelvale Manor. Miss Cordelia bats her eyelashes at Sir Luke in response.
It was so lovely having you around, sir.
Well, Sir Luke can't have minded working for such lovely young ladies. Thank you for giving me Miss Parsons. I look so forward to getting to know you all better. It seems like it's polite.
It's long past I got to know the family of Miss Dear Parsons and a close neighbor of Edgewater.
It is certain to prove most interesting, I expect. Not long after, the footmen finally serve the plum pudding. Everyone takes their first bite, and you wait in anticipation.
This is wonderful. The texture is all wrong. It's hardly palatable. And it's so fresh.
Whatever do you mean? It's delicious.
Indeed, one of the best plum puddings I've ever tasted.
Truly.
You take a bite, and Sure enough, it's a delectable flavor with a moist yet crumbly texture. I've never had any. My first plum pudding is a success. I think you've done an admirable job. It is plum pudding after all. It's bound to be delectable. Countess Henrietta's expression remains sour as the others enjoy their dessert. Soon the empty bowls are cleared away and dinner draws to a close. Soon you and your guests move to the ballroom for a party proper. You pluck a drink off the serving tray and Mr. Sinclair follows suit. Honored guests. The room falls silent as everyone gives you their attention. Mr. Sinclair and I would like to say thank you for all your support in embarking on this journey. We wouldn't wish to celebrate any other way than surrounded by our friends and family. To plum pudding. Oh. But moving on. To love. Love everlasting. Make eye contact with Mr. Sinclair, who smiles fondly at you in return. I think the plum pudding's kind of a jab at, Henrietta. There's nothing more important in this world. To love. And to Countess Bella, her elegance, her wit, and her incomparable hospitality. The whole room gives a hearty cheer and everyone sips their champagne. The crowd begins to disperse and you spend a moment enjoying the glow of the party taking in the room. Who to speak to first? You see Prince Hamid regaling Mr. Chambers and Viscount Westonleigh with a story nearby, while Sir Luke speaks with his grandmother and Countess Henrietta in the far corner. Meanwhile, Miss Parsons' twin sisters are laughing together near the piano, and Mr. Sinclair stands alone, gazing down at something in his hands. Who do you speak with, Mr. Sinclair? I mean, I'm assuming we're all going to get an option for all these guys, right? Alright, so let's just go ahead and start with Mr. Sadface over here. I don't know why you're sad. Mr. Sinclair doesn't seem to notice you approach, his gaze still focused on what you now see as a book in his hands. Something weighing on your mind, sir. You look pensive. He startles at your approach and then quickly shuts the book, dropping it to his side. Oh, my lady. It's nothing. Certainly nothing for you to worry about. When I accepted your proposal, I also accepted all of your cares as my own. Please, tell me what troubles you. Let me share your burdens. I found something in the ruins of Ledford Park when I returned today. It belonged to your father, but it also meant a great deal to me. He holds the book out to you. It's small, leather-bound, and its edges singed. It's a wonder it survived. It's a suspicious man might even call it a sign. I plan to return it to your father, but then, well, you know. I think it's time I returned it to where it belongs, your father's study. And you were hoping for some company? Yes, providing it's yours. Bring Mr. Sinclair in your father's study to comfort him and learn more about your father. Then you're in luck, sir. A little escape is in order. Glance around the room to ensure that no one is watching, and then follow Mr. Sinclair through the estate, eventually finding your way to your father's study. Mr. Sinclair closes the door behind you. He holds the book close to his chest, drumming his fingers lightly against the cover. Do you mind if I ask what makes this book so significant? Your father gave this to me on the day I inherited Ledford Park. That would be the day your father died. I'm sorry. It's a long time ago. Will you tell me the story? Not an option, it just goes straight to... It was just after my father's funeral. The Earl was the last to depart, even sending his family ahead. With my deepest condolences, Mr. Sinclair. Thank you, my lord. There is one more thing before I leave. I brought something for you. He offered me the book, and I accepted it, turning it over in my hands. Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. He was one of the greatest Roman leaders and minds. My lord, why this book? It must be exceptional for you to offer it at a time like this. The writings of Marcus Aurelius have helped me through many of my personal troubles. including losses of my own. You must give yourself time to feel the loss of your father. It's a necessary thing. But when you are ready, that book will help you with everything that comes next. I'm not sure I understand. Though you may not see it now, it is a difficult thing we stand against the shape who we become. The challenge now set before you will shape you more than any others you've yet faced. The impediment to action advances action, which stands in the way becomes the way, my favorite quote. I hope I come to learn what it means, my lord. You will. I am certain you will. What stands in the way becomes the way. The line echoed in my head for years. Perhaps that's why I couldn't bring myself to return the book.
Come now. Everything he said is still true. The destruction of Ledford Park is another obstacle that will shape you.
It's given me some time to see it, but I agree. Finding this book made me realize I have a duty to Ledford Park. I can't let my grief or fear get in the way of that.
My father knew you could do it, and so do I.
I may be returning the book, but I will never let go of the lessons it taught me.
He steps towards the bookcase and raises the book. You can see his hand trembling slightly. Hold his hand steady. You meet his eyes as your hand finds his, steadying it. Together you slide the book into place on the shelf.
Thank you, Bella. I would be lost without your love.
Say nothing of it. Mr. Sinclair lets out a long breath. Suddenly, his eyes alight with a hint of mischief and sweep the room.
You know, there's one thing I've always wanted to do here, in this room.
And what would that be?
Sit in your father's chair.
A renegade, are you? Well, it's my study now, and you have free reign. Go ahead. Mr. Sinclair strides over to the chair and sits gingerly on the edge, and sinks back and breathes the moment in. Ah. I don't know how to reply to this. Is it everything you imagine? That's your big dream. You should have it. The chair and the study. I don't know. I guess, is it everything you imagine?
Actually, it is. I always looked up to your father. Sitting in his prestigious seat makes me feel quite wise indeed.
You're looking more wrinkled already. Both chuckle as Mr. Sinclair rises from the leather seat.
I wonder, is there anything you've always wished to do here?
Your eyes scan the room as you carefully consider this question. Swing from the chandelier, stage a miniature boat battle. What? 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 Like, is there like water in here? Or kiss you by the fireplace. The obvious.
That is a wish I am confident I can fulfill.
He pulls you over in front of the fireplace and then brings your face close to his. Wrapping his arms around you, he whispers in your ear,
I wish I had thought of this. Not a moment passes that I do not wish to kiss you.
Bridge the gap, pressing your lips to his for a steamy kiss, the firelight flickering across your skin. He tightens his grip on you, his tongue dancing over your lower lip, sending a pleasant shudder down your spine.
Bella.
My Ernest. He kisses you again, pressing you up against the back of one of the chairs, the heat from the fireplace warming you both. You've lost track of precisely how much time has passed by the time he pulls away to catch his breath. It may be time to return downstairs before we're missed. I've already monopolized enough of your time. You are the lady of the hour after all. I'd sooner have you monopolizing my time than Viscount Westonleigh or Countess Henrietta.
It's hard to feel flattered by such a comparison. But there was one more thing I wanted to say before we go. Thank you for giving me the strength to face that moment.
Of course. You always had the strength inside of you. I didn't give it to you. I merely helped you find it in yourself.
Nonetheless, I am lucky to call you my fiancé.
Come, let's return.
The two of you sneak back into the ballroom together and you survey the rest of the room. Okay. I mean, is there going to be a diamond choice for each and every person? Because at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and go, no! No. You approach the Parsons twins, interrupting their fit of giggles. Miss Constance stands up straight when she sees you.
I'm pleased to see you enjoying yourselves. It isn't difficult. This is quite an enjoyable party, my lady. Countess Bella, is there something we forgot to mention at dinner? Our birthday is near, and we would be honored if you would attend the garden party being held in our honor. Everything will be there, and it's sure to be great fun. We insist you must attend. Well, if you insist. However, am I to say no?
Miss Cordelia beams and then hesitates for a moment before continuing.
Would you mind passing the invitation along to Sir Luke? We've missed him around Hazel Vale of late.
Miss Constance playfully rolls her eyes at her sister.
Yes, we all missed him so terribly.
I will certainly pass along the invitation.
Our sister will be ecstatic that you're coming.
The girl offers you a curtsy, and you nod before you head and nod your head before turning away. Oh. Okay.
Sir Luke, welcome back to Edgewater. I regret that I did not anticipate how sour your absence would be.
Thank you, my lady. I owe my return entirely to Countess Bella and her generosity.
And you can stay as long as you like.
Alas, my return is only temporary, as Locum's Locos will be ready soon. I giggle at that. Okay, I want you to take it in for a moment, okay? And think about this. We are all a part of Locum's Locos. I'm just saying. I am just saying.
Countess Henrietta rolls her eyes at the mention of Sir Luke's estate. They'll give anything a knighthood these days, won't they?
Countess Henrietta.
You're just bitter that he has lands and you don't. I rather think a man who saved the Queen deserves a reward.
I'm thinking. I know what you're probably saying. It's the obvious choice. Just go with it.
What Sir Luke did was brave and heroic. I think he more than deserves land of his own. The Crown ought to be more concerned with rewarding the loyalty of the long-standing families. Those like the Richards family.
She fumes silently a moment and turns and storms away.
I believe my work here is done.
Ever a pleasure, my lady. Your eyes sweep the ballroom as you look around for someone else to talk to. Spot Prince Mead still speaking with Mr. Chambers and Viscount Westonleigh nearby. As you approach, you overhear snippets of their conversation.
I hear the Wahhabi war was grown even more fraught, if it's even possible.
According to my mother, it's causing my father a great deal of concern.
The feel of a spurn? My dear fiancé would never do such a thing.
We know you all can hear just fine, you old coot.
I know he's no soldier, but I can't help but worry about that Mr. Knievi was get caught up in that somehow.
No, I'm sure he's safe. My father is only involved due to his relation to the Sultan.
It may be selfish, but I'm glad you're here in England, Prince Amid, and away from any wars.
I don't think it's selfish to wish your friends and family safe, my lady.
A baby, yes! We plan on having one shortly after the wedding.
How exciting!
Why would my beloved and I be fighting, my lady?
Share luck with Prince Amid, and he gestures for you to escape while you can. Lovely to see you, Viscount Wesley. I must attend to my other guests.
What? You have other vests?
You see Viscount Parsons and Miss Parsons and Viscount Harry sitting on the balcony alone, and make your way outside. As you draw near, you can hear them speaking in strange voices, claiming to be the other guests at the ball. Sir Luke, have I told you of the time I met Princess Mary at the Winter Palace?
Yes, your highness. 3 times tonight.
Are they playing a game of some sort? Miss Constance still loves to goad Viscount Westonleigh by saying the most ridiculous things,
which I'm certain is effective as ever.
I bet she's saying something like, "Sir, you dare wear coattails in such length and polite company."
Ah, yes, I hear they are Clydados of great strength in Coventry. Why do you mention it?
Watch through the windows. Miss Cordelia approaches, her sister and the Viscount. You see your chance to join in with the game. Perhaps Miss Cordelia is saying, "Flydales and coattails, what a thought!" Parsons snickers, but Viscount Harry's face falls at once when he hears you.
What are you playing at?
What? I
think it's time I retire for the evening.
Viscount Harry, honestly, after you attempt to ruin this party, the least you can do is talk to Countess Bella. This isn't at all like you. Please. I'll lock you both out here, if that's what it takes to get you talking.
Fine, give us a moment, but leave the door open. I don't feel safe alone with her.
Miss Parsons' brow knits, but she complies, leaving you alone with Viscount Harry. You pass a moment in awkward silence. Viscount Harry, I know the food sabotage was your doing. What I don't understand is why.
Yes, you do.
Please, I'll understand if you tell me that Countess Henrietta forced you.
I'll admit, it was Mother's idea, but I went along with it willingly. For far less than you deserve after what you've done.
You're referring to what you said before about me poisoning people with lies. I don't know what that means. Can you not talk to me? He shakes his head, then turns and heads towards the open ballroom doors. You chase after him, grabbing his sleeve just as he crosses the threshold. Please, brother, what is it that you think I've done? The guests in the ballroom begin to fall silent as they take notice of the scene. Viscount Harry spins to face you.
If you insist on making a spectacle, I won't be one to stop it. I know you killed our father, and I will never forgive you. Nor will I ever stop seeking justice for him.
You let your hand fall and watch, dumbstruck, as Viscount Harry races off. Our birthday party is sure to be exciting now. You look at your guests in the ballroom, all eyes are on you. Pardon me. And you run off as quickly as you can to your bedchambers.
Next time on Desire Decorum, Viscount Harry thinks you killed your father. Will he be able to turn everyone against you, or can you sway him to your side? So, with all the diamond choices that were in that, and it's how short? Hey, I have a question for you guys before we go. I have a question. Which do you guys prefer? And I already know the answer. Quality or quantity? Just asking. For a friend. For research purposes. Because, you know, Pixelberry hasn't got the message yet. It's funny. Some people have reached out to me and they're like, why are you spending money on diamonds for choices when you've told everyone else to stop? You didn't get the hint, did you? When I said my moral compass had changed, did you? When it came to Pixelberry. I want you to think about it. What is something that I condemned for a very long time? And now think about suddenly how things have changed. I don't want you guys to spend money on choices, unless you really want to. You know, that's entirely up to you. I'm not going to convince you otherwise. However, I'm a person who's going to speak with my wallet, and so that's why I said my moral compass has changed. Because the fact that we have dealt with, let me put it this way. A lot of you had joined me, and I've been doing choices since before they even were officially released. Okay? That being said, I have bared witness to it all. And, you know, for the longest time, I had asked Pixelberry to do something. They refused. I had even did coding and everything to be like, yo, here is the literal fucking solution for you. And they never did it. When someone gives you a solution, when someone gifts wraps it to you, okay? That's like someone literally throwing money at you just to be nice. Okay? Just to be nice. Just to be like, here's $1,000, enjoy your day. And they walk away. And you run up to them, beat the crap out of them, and throw the $1,000 back at them? Like, what do you want me to say? So, you know, guys, don't worry. Trust me. I'm fine with Pixelberry and their crap right now. Like I said, if suddenly my entire fan base said, yo, you know what, we're tired of choices, we're done, we're over it, I don't want to hear of choices ever again, we will continue to watch your content regardless, I would never cover choices ever again. Because there are a lot of games out there, actual visual novel apps out there, that right now deserve my time and are not getting my time. Because, you know, I built this channel up on choices, and you guys typically will come out for choices. And, you know, but that's one of the reasons why I also cover a lot of other games and whatnot, because I want you guys to have quality, variety, things like that. So, once again, thank you all for watching. Thank you all to who watched the video yesterday, and, you know, reaching out to me and whatnot means a lot. My eyes are so tired. I don't do that very often, and my eyes are just, ugh. I'm trying to push new content, and even my glasses aren't helping much, so. But, gotta keep pushing. Peace out.